Hey traders, this is the weekly watch list for the S&P Emini futures for August 14th, 2022. Wow, what a week, huh? We're going to kind of go over S&P E-mini futures, NASDAQ, a couple others. So make sure you guys watch throughout this whole video. And I'm going to let you guys know what my thoughts are if we're going to go higher, lower, where potential resistance is, and what's kind of happening on the overall market. So before that, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. And also check out my website, daytrainfearless.com, where you could get the S&P E-mini weekly trade zones, which are support and resistance levels. And a 7-hour video course of my top 5 trading strategies for a limited time of only $99 for a lifetime subscription. One-time payment, that's it. But let's jump right into the video. Okay, so last week we had a little bit of a divergence, right, which actually turned out to be more of a bull flag on the S&P E-mini futures. And guess what? Off to the races we were this week, right? CPI number came out essentially better. If you listen to me, I'm going to tell you it was unchanged from prior, but you listen to other people and they're going to tell you it's 0% inflation. That's not true. It's just unchanged. So be careful when you're listening to the news. You got to kind of read between the news. But with that being said, I kind of called it last month. I believe I said I felt like we were peak inflation. I still think we're going to have one more leg lower, maybe a retest of these lows, but it might not happen for a while until like September, October. We will see if I'm correct, okay? Remember, we are in the bear market. This is a bear market rally. And one of the reasons I say I think we're going to have another leg lower is, okay, cool, I get it. Inflation's kind of coming down a little bit or barely, right? With 0%, we're no longer going up, but it doesn't mean it can't linger around where Wall Street may get to a point to where they're like, hey, okay, inflation, you're around a little too long. Also, the interest rate hikes that they've been doing usually don't take effect for a few months down the road. And guess what? They started a couple months ago. So the first couple rate hikes are now going to start coming into the economy in the next couple months, from now until probably the end of the year. And that's why I'm kind of a little bit bearish on it. I think we'll see a tightening of things also with inflation coming down. It's going to be kind of a weird little thing, but we will see what happens. As far as where I think we're coming to the upside, I am actually looking at this level right here, this 43.10 level, give or take. We'll call it 4,300. We have a few things. We have a 5x top, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, right? If you look, all these kind of got stuck before the massive downdraft back in May. Okay. Those are 5 highs right at the 4,300. Also, if we look right here on our market profile, it's a low volume node. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. And we also have this major trend line right at that same level. So multiple things coming in. When we get to the 4,300 level, I will be looking to sell calls on the upside, probably around the 47 to 4,800, with anywhere from maybe the December 120 days out, give or take, all the way to like the end of October monthly calls, right? Because the reason I think we're going to do this is because of this chart right here. Okay, this is my 5-day, 5-minute where I track open gaps and open VPOCs, and this is the reason I track them. Okay, I put them, I try and give them to you guys. Look at this. This entire rally is being built on a house of cards, I believe, meaning we gap and go, gap and go. There's no backfill, right? So what happens is we actually have a very poor structure of market. Look at this, gap and go, gap and go, gap and go, right? We never kind of come back down to retest any of this stuff. And that's actually a very dangerous move on the overall market. So something to be very cautious about and kind of to be a little bit worried about too, I believe. So also, look at this. If we go back, this 4,300 level, right, was these lows right here that we blew right through. So, so support blew right through it will now become new resistance on the way back up. And also maybe we kind of see liquidation of the markets to clean up all of this. So that's what I'm looking at for the S&P Emini futures. Sorry about my little rant, but hope you guys enjoy that, and we will see what happens. Let's go to NQ. Look at NQ, right? We're right there, kind of the same chart, right? But all these multiple highs kind of paused right here. If you look at what we did yesterday on the daily chart, touched and had a nice pullback. This is what I'm thinking is going to happen with the ESs, but I feel like it may be the start of at least a deeper pullback. So maybe this overshoots a little bit. Maybe we get up to around this level, which is the 13.8 hundred level on the Nasdaq. I just feel like a lot of things have ran way too far, too quickly for the overall market environment. So we will see. Let's go through these. Crude oil, potential bull flag, right? Bigger picture, but we will see. We're stuck in between the 200 and the 50. If we could get above and start to curl all this back up, this may be a springboard, which would help to take the market lower, right? Higher gas prices means higher inflation, right? More money going into gas than other goods. And again, this is one of the reasons why I'm a little bearish going into September and October of this year. This may be setting up. We might see one more leg lower, or we might see a start to a break to maybe retest these highs. We will see multiple things going on under the hood that I'm watching that could affect it. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Is the market's really rallying? Bitcoin's kind of going nowhere. I would expect Bitcoin to have already filled maybe the gap back up to 3,000. I'm having troubles here, so that might be something that we kind of don't like in the overall market. So just something to look at or to think about, where maybe this is a bear flag, right? We're flagging, and then a breakdown will just draw a potential line like this, right? We can also call this a rising wedge, which is a bearish move. So not in love with Bitcoin right now. Again, if the market were coming to major resistance and we're seeing all these different patterns, it's kind of a warning sign. Let's take a look at gold. Gold, nice rally off the lows a few weeks ago. I called it. I said, watch the 157 level. Look at that, right to the 157, which were these lows. We're now back above this major trend line, but we're being hit here. That's why we saw sideways action. Does gold pop higher and the market roll over? That's what something in the cards that potentially could happen, right? Silver looks bullish. Look at this on the silver, kind of starting to run up, consolidate higher, consolidate, maybe higher. Maybe look for a high or run up back up to this 2050 level, low volume node here, or maybe even these high volume nodes, which are also these highs right here and the 200. So watch that level. Silver may get its kind of a act together and start to move higher. And then finally, Apple. Look at this parabolic move, right? In Apple, just straight up, right? Once we hit the 130 level, we're 170. Again, there are things that I don't trust in this market. Oversold conditions coming right up to this high volume node right here. Also, there is a gap fill. If you look right here, right there, right at the 175 level. So something to be aware of. Maybe that kind of rings the bell, but we will see what happens. With that being said, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy these. Let me know what stocks you guys are looking at. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon.